two, one. Grand rising and welcome to Good Morning Experts. I'm Troy Gandy, your index voice of inspiration, and I have the extreme pleasure to introduce the some and as we say, present to others none other than the man who will be hosting this morning's Pass the Ball segment. The man who has the reputation of being a master builder, a six-figure ring earner, and gold legacy member. He is the first shareholder in the Washington, D.C. area. He is known to this family as the man of courageous conversations. We talking about Uncle Ja.
Woo! Man, Troy. Wow. Woo! Wow, wow, wow. Troy, wow. All I can say is freaking wow. Like I said, I'm trying to be real cool about it, right? But every time Troy does that, I hear the Rocky song in the background. You know what I'm saying? I get sized up. So anyway, thank you for that wonderful introduction, Troy. Can y'all hear me loud and clear? My microphone isn't working this morning, so I'm coming direct through the device. Can y'all
Loud
hear
and
me?
clear, Uncle Jock. Loud and clear. All yours.
All right, all right, all right. So it is Money Making Monday. We'd like to welcome everybody to the biggest, baddest CEO meetup on the planet. This is where we hear from experts all across the country, from coast to coast. And we get to hear their success stories, what they're doing in the field, and that inspires the rest of us. So if you're able to take good notes, take good notes. So we're officially in the tip drill past the ball. So I got three questions for y'all. Come off of mute if you can. DJ somebody, DJ somebody is in the building. I don't know which DJ it is. They don't even clock in no more. They just show up. So DJ, whoever, please be on my heels. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I got three questions for y'all. Team, how y'all feel?
Fired up.
Fired up.
Woo! And what's up?
My
Income.
And who gets a green sheet?
Everybody
Everybody gets a green
gets
sheet.
Get your green sheets. Everybody get your green sheets. Get your green sheets. Everybody get your green sheets. Get your green sheets. Everybody get your green sheets. Get your green sheets. Everybody get your green sheets.
Real champion is a Dr. Mark.
Man, I don't know if that song don't do nothing for you. I don't know what to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. So, with that being said, we um we did something. We did a how do they say it? We did a thing. We did a thing last night, and we ran out inside the studio. We ran it back, and we actually had some different dynamics this time. This time we had a young lady who was not a part of Xperia. She actually was into the hair business, and also she has her own beauty products. But I wanted to, if some of the people on here were on the inside the studio, and I recap, and I do this. We do this on purpose because um, we just want to let people know how much this training can impact you and how much it can create some separation if you take and use the activities that you learn inside the studio. So with that being said, are there any hands up? Let me see. I see one hand up, two hands up. Okay. So I'm gonna take the ball. I'm gonna pass it to a young lady who she and her husband came in and joined Xperia a few months back. All I'm gonna say is the rest is history. So I'm gonna move over and give it up to somebody who found their actual brand name, rebranded herself once she went through inside the studio. So that being said, Mo Money Mo, what you got for us this morning?
Good morning. Thank you, Uncle Doc. Speaking of training, so last night, I love the inside the studio because it's personal. I appreciate that you guys give us personal. It feels like one-on-one. We're in the group, but it feels like one-on-one. But
Right.
it hit me hard yesterday because I realized that after the first training, I learned some stuff, and the things that I've been shying away from and not being disciplined about is doing videos. And Coach Zay made a good point last night. He said, we make excuses. Well, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. He said, go to YouTube University, type it in, and you can figure out anything you need to figure out on YouTube University. And so I did that. But I'm a Bible girl, so I want to share something with you guys. Hebrews 12 says, no discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it. And it says, therefore, strengthen your feeble arms and weak knees and make level paths for your feet so that the lame may not be disabled. And I thought about that and I said, I have to be trained to be disciplined. And I thank you guys for training us. And then I looked up training. It says, having been taught a particular skill or type of behavior through practice or instruction. And the only way we're going to be trained is to put into practice what you're teaching us. And so I was convicted by that. And I want to just encourage everybody that this training that we're getting, if you put it in practice, it does work. And I don't know how much time I got left, but I do have 3 green sheet appointments today.
Okay.
One was from a lady that I did a presentation for in 2024, September. She called back. She wants a policy. One is a family member and one is a referral. So keep plugging, keep going, put into practice what you guys are putting down, and it works. So thank you, Uncle Jock.
All right. Well, real quick, Mo Money Mo. I just wanted to kind of unbox a few things you said. One is when you have, you know how you got a friend that works somewhere, wherever it could be anywhere. They sell something, right? And because they work there and you're their friend, you know how you might get a discount. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get the family hookup, right? And that friend may be in business for a minute. And you get that hookup for a minute, but you know how it feels after you get the hookup. When the hookup stops, you realize how tight of a hookup you had after it was over, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to tell y'all, we're giving you the hookup.
It's too good.
We're giving you the hookup. And here's the thing. We got a new play for y'all. Some of y'all got it last night. I'm gonna wait for Coach Eric to hit it at the top of the hour. But we got a new play. If you can't run this play, then there's really something wrong with you as the individual, respectfully. So, like Mo said, here's the thing. This is what makes a complete sports program at a college. You got to have good coaches, right? You got to have good playbooks, right? You got to have a good playbook. You got to have good teammates.
Yes.
That are coachable. You know what I mean? Those are the things that make up a almost a perfect perfect program. Ladies and gentlemen, we got the perfect program. The last part missing, again, respectfully, is the players just gotta be coachable. We can't run the play for you all. When we roll out this next play, again, at the top of the hour, it's gonna be game over. Like all the way over. Like
Okay.
this is so we done simply like if y'all have teammates that are not on right now, I'm telling you they need to be on. You should get them on. They got 15 minutes. Get them on like right now. But with that being said, Mo Money Mo, who you passing that ball to?
All right, I'm gonna pass the ball. I see two hands, but I'm gonna let ladies go first, and I'm going to pass the ball to this lady who is powerful. Every time she speaks, she's already coaching, and the reason why is because they call her the sacred plug. So I'm gonna give it up to the sacred plug, LaShonda Durden.
Thank you, Mo Money Mo. Good morning, y'all. When I tell y'all, these Inside the Studio sessions are awesome. They are life-changing. Whatever excuse you've been making for not getting on it, I regret that for you because it is so worth it and so more than worth what's being charged. 1 hour is worth what they're charging for the entire session, for real. But one thing that I learned last night, I've been through it multiple times, not because I'm not getting anything, but because everything is so different every single time. I've been there since the first session, and the main thing that I get from it is you have to lock in. You have to, like Mo Money Mo was saying, run the play. Getting on the calls, taking notes, having notebooks full of notes, watching 1,000 videos is not going to work. You have got to implement all of this amazing knowledge and these jewels that we are getting. Dr. Mark put in the chat for the Inside the Studio meeting this morning that he couldn't even go to sleep afterwards. Y'all, the energy is astounding. It's just amazing how much your brain, your spirit just comes alive, just being in the midst of people who truly, truly, truly have your best interest at heart and who want you to lock in. But the thing is, if you need help, you have got to ask for it. You've got to ask until you get it. You can't say, well, I asked my coach and they didn't help me, or I asked my upline and they didn't help me. Keep on asking until you get what you need, because this is your business. It's no one else's business. And if you're broke on your retirement day, then it's going to be your fault because we have all of the plays. We have everything we need. So I think that's all I got for Inside the Studio. But please, y'all, lock in. Thank you so much for the pass, Mo Money Mo. I am going
who you passing that ball to?
ready.
LaShonda?
I am going to pass the ball to a gentleman who has been with Xperts for a moment, came in with his wife. He had to see through her what was really, really being offered here in this space. He's an amazing man of God, continuously gives to the community and is finally ready to lock in, not ready, and has finally locked in. He was even able to come up with his name last night. So I'd like to bring to the stage, pass the ball to Dr. Mark, the financial prophet, Profit. Come on up, Dr. Mark.
Thank you, Sacred Plug. Thank you, LaShonda. This morning, I am fired up. I'm so grateful for being inside the studio last night. I could not sleep. I woke up at 3:15 a.m. this morning with a script in my mind. And Coach Eric, Uncle Jock, Dr. Meri, it was transforming and changed my life. I know better when you got something on your mind, you got to get up and write it down. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to put myself out there, go over a script that was going in my mind. And what I learned last night that got my attention, Coach Eric was speaking to another business owner about her cosmetology business. And he kept asking her questions, drilling down. And she finally found her passion and it clicked. And she said, oh my goodness, that was her passion came out on the call last night. And it came out in me early this morning, what my passion is and what I want to share with the world. And I had to post that video. I know it was, I said, I'm just going to put myself out there. And I know I got a lot of feedback this morning. Thank you for the community for giving me feedback. I'm going to brush up. My wife's going to brush me up and polish me up. I know that's coming. So I'm just grateful this morning for you all support. Thank you for changing my perspective on social media and be able to get my brand together because I'm coming. The Financial Profit, Profit. I'm going to pass this ball.
Hold on, Dr. Mark, because you said something, man, that I want to definitely shine the spotlight on. So one of the reasons or one of the benefits for inside the studio is you're going to get information that you can take to your teams. And Mark just talked about something that we did yesterday. And Eric is such a master at doing this. You talked about drilling down because see, here's the thing. If you're not careful and you're not skilled, that whole situation could have blown up because the person on the other end could have taken it like they were being leaned on or pressed out in public. There are a whole lot of factors that could have taken place, like egos could have came in place and it could have got real weird. But Eric is such a master at drilling down. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you build your teams, as you start to talk to your new recruits, take notes, drill down a little deeper than the surface. Because when you go down a little deeper than the surface, that's when you get down to the real core of somebody's whatever it is you're drilling down on. In this particular case, it was the why. You know what I mean? So the ones that were there, as you build a team, just remember and duplicate what Eric did because that's gonna really expose that person's why. So thanks for sharing, Dr. Mark. Who you passing that ball to?
You're welcome. I want to pass this ball to an awesome woman, business owner, franchise owner, speaking into existence. She had a transformation last night. Miss Jen Unfiltered, fact-based insurance solutions. I'm passing the ball to her.
Woo, woo, woo,
Thank you,
woo.
Mark. Thank you. Yeah, guys, I mean, we've all known since the beginning. I ran with a disclaimer. I'm transparent, I'm unfiltered, and I swear too much. I'm working on the swearing part. But yeah, it came down to Jen Unfiltered was what we came out with for me last night. It inside the studio, guys, if they decide to do this again, and you guys get the ability to sign up for it, it is more than worth it. The notes I had, I didn't even go to bed right away last night, though I was exhausted. I ended up on the phone with one of my teammates who was also an inside the studio. I think she's probably still passed out this morning because she was starting to play with AI last night, trying to come up with her stuff. So that can be a late night in itself. So I'm not even mad this morning. But it was just all of the little nuggets that we got along the way. I mean, yes, it all goes with our regular business anyway. Stay consistent, put yourself out there. Any content is better than no content, like everything along those lines. It was something that would completely change even a lot of my mindset in some aspects. Um, I'm kind of like you, Mo. I don't like the videos either, but I know it's something I'm gonna have to push myself to get into doing. So, thank you guys. I'll pass this back to Uncle
Hold
Job.
on, hold on, Jen. We're gonna pull you. We're gonna pull over and talk to you for a second too, because you said something, and I can connect with you on this. And Jamie kind of shed some light on it as well. So your thing is unfiltered, right? You're like, I got to work on some things. However, if you embrace that unfilteredness and just make sure you put some polish around the edges, you can still be Jen. You could, even if it comes down to cursing, if you do it tactful enough, you know what I mean? You can probably get away with it. And like that's really where courageous conversations came from. It came from me just being straight unfiltered and just in the hopes that I don't I don't. My whole thing is not to violate anybody's health, interests, rights, or needs. You know what I mean? But I think you are on to something. That name just totally embodies, embraces, encompasses who Jen is. And I think, man, the world wants it. Once you kick in the door and let everybody know that you're here and you're gonna give it to them unfiltered, straight at 6 o'clock, and people like that's one thing we're in now, a day and time where people like it uncensored, unfiltered. You know what I mean? So I think that's going to be a perfect um, transition for you, in finding your new brand. So
Mm.
great job, great job. Does anybody else have their hand up? No.
No.
So who is that? Lacole Elijah Pye, the floor is yours, my man.
Good morning, good morning. Happy Monday, everyone. Good morning, Uncle Jack. Good
Morning.
morning. I have a good news that I want to share, and I really appreciate what you are doing and what Eric is doing. I just have a new business partner that I brought on board, and he came to me because he found me on Facebook. And I was like, wow. He came to me, he reached out to me, and I didn't know that he sent me a message for a while before I finally follow up with him. So I brought him on board. He's already licensed, and I don't know whether he's on the call this morning. I don't see him, Mr. Johnson. And that taught me a lesson because what you're talking about, the studio that you're talking about right now, I don't see a lot of activity that I do on Facebook. But the few that I did is attracting people. Just imagine if I do more.
Mm-hmm.
So every single one of us, whatever that you're doing now, just imagine if you do just a little bit more, how much result that's going to bring to you. So that's why we should appreciate whatever Uncle Jack and Mr. Eric is doing, because they are here to help us build a good business. And things we never learn, we're going to learn it, apply it, and we're going to change our business. So that's all I wanted to share with you. And thank you. Back to you, Mr. Troy.
All right, all right, all right. So I'm gonna take the ball from Lacole Elijah Pye, and I'm gonna pass it to a
Oh,
young
sorry, I
lady
should have
who,
passed the ball.
yeah,
Let
yeah.
me do
So,
that.
so
Let
I'm
me
gonna
do that,
give it.
Uncle Jack. Let me do that. Let
I'm
me
gonna
do
give it.
that. Let me do
There
that.
you go. There you go.
Let me follow the procedure. So it's a pleasure to bring on this awesome lady. I see her chatting on Facebook. She's always there, reaching out to people in the community, doing activities. And I want to tell you, Miss Goji, keep doing it. You're going to get a great result. So please help me welcome Miss Jody to share her money-making activities this week.
Thank you, Professor. I had two events, one on Thursday and one on Saturday. It was just great. I mean, when they say just do it, do it. I was able to get about 24 contacts that I got to set green sheet appointments.
Ooh.
Some people were just looking for jobs, so I sent out some business overviews. I made connections with a sorority, a chapter. I made connections with some non-for-profits. So just a great experience. And don't let your anxiety keep you from moving. Control what you can control, and things will fall into place. We're
Hold
getting the
on, hold,
best training here.
hold. So, Gaji, wait. So, so let's roll this out. Let's paint this canvas up, right? So, a couple months ago, you were trying to find your way. You were like, I don't know, I don't really know what I really want to do, but I want to do it, but I don't know what I want to do. So you're trying to find your way and kind of apprehensive, not reluctant, but a little apprehensive at first, right?
Right.
Then something happened. I don't know what. Can you explain to everybody like what happened to just make you say, you know what, it's go time?
I mean, for one, it's being in this in this environment, it's really important. It's drilled to you, to get outside of your comfort zone. I also took a mindset training on my own, and I did a mantra for myself that introduces me to the future self I want to be. And that future self operates different, moves different, already has confidence, already has been through the anxiety. We're on the other side. So when you're that person now, everything just aligns. You're moving quicker.
Mm. And then you said, okay, I'm ready to move now. And then you said, you know what? This is going to be my niche. And you picked up the phone. You called, you made some connections, you set some appointments. Like this is happening like all kind of fast, right? And you made these connections, set up these appointments, had these events. Man, you got 2 events with almost 30 um, leads, so to speak. And now you got folks that you can follow up on.
Yeah, and if you're going to do that Indeed post, do it, because I also have 7 people that I have to interview. They're scheduling their interview times. I have one today at 11:30, one tomorrow, and after they're interviewed, and I'm plugging them right into the blueprint.
Woo! Everybody clap it up for God. Great work, great work.
Thank
All
you.
right.
We are in
Awesome job, Dodgy.
Yes, yes, yes.
we're in
Thank you.
Girl.
we're
I
in our
am
speed
passing the
build.
ball.
Hold on,
I'm sorry.
real quick. We're in our speed drill version of tip the tip tip the ball. And so that means at the top of the hour, when we get to the top of the hour, you got 1 minute instead of 2 minutes. So we got the speed version. So who you passing that ball to? I'm trying
I'm
to
going
talk
to
fast to make it go faster.
pass the ball to
Uncle
this
John,
beautiful woman.
1 and 2, then we got to roll it over, sir.
Okay, so there we go. We're gonna take one or two. So whoever the 2 are, that's who they are.
I'm passing the ball to Miss Annie Willie, our voice of inspiration.
Wow. Thank you so much, Gaji. It was a pleasure to meet you at the convention. And speaking of social media, and that's going to bring me to think about, or not thinking, to, anticipate on the next Inside Studio. I had a documentary yesterday. It was a young man, an influencer, interviewing a builder. And this builder was doing his thing, has never been on social media, a 64-year-old man. And he started doing social media, and his business exploded, expanded exponentially. So that's a note. And please help me welcome my new team member who is so coachable, and that she's on this morning. Everywhere, whatever I tell her to do, she's doing it. Her name is Miss Josephine. Miss Josephine, I think I see you. Can you
Welcome.
yeah, can we please welcome Miss Jo?
Welcome.
Welcome, Miss
Thank you,
Welcome, welcome.
everyone.
Hey.
Thank you.
Invite
Welcome,
us
welcome,
up.
Josephine.
Love
you.
it. That's
Happy
my
to be
mama's
here.
name.
Thank you.
Erica, you're doing great things, even though you are a mom to a baby. You are trying to help also bring old folks and young folks to this organization, this amazing opportunity. Please share what you have for us.
Well, thank you so much, Annie. I'm just excited, man. Inside the studio last night was awesome, and I know they say like, oh, if you don't get the information, your wood is wet. Man, it was so much fire on inside the studio. Even if you came there with wet wood, you were gonna leave out there on fire. So y'all, if y'all haven't gotten been a part of them classes, y'all really might need to take notes to be a part of those classes before they open it up to the masses and we got the price difference. Uh, and then I'm excited. I got some activity going on this week. A lot of cool meetings set up this week. But last week, my weekly tracker, I ended it on 719 points.
Woo!
And most of those were messages. So 540 of those are messages.
Wow.
That's
Awesome.
all I can say. I'm excited.
Great job. So with that being said, Erica, keep up the great work and keep letting us know what you're doing because you're using that tracker and that's making it. I can see already that's making a huge difference with you.
Yeah, it's
So with
making me
that,
competitive. Thank you.
yeah, yeah. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to move out the way and give it up to none other than the index voice of inspiration, Mr. Troy Gandy. The floor is yours, sir.
All right, on the job. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's all come off mute and give the awesome experts a round of applause for hanging out with the man of courageous conversations, Uncle Jock.
Hey, thank you.
Well